abandoned storage building behind Wendy's. This is the Poor Taste Podcast with Dustin Sims. Is it comedy or is he just working some shit out? Stay tuned and find out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of the Poor Taste Podcast. I know some of you have been waiting on this, and I've been dragging my feet on it. Sorry about that. I'm just a piece of shit. So I grabbed a shower curtain from my Nana's house, and we're fucking doing this shit. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, a lot of you's probably wondering what the fuck is even going on right now. Relax. I'm still going to do my regular shit. This is just like an added bonus, for you. And this might not even be your thing. That's okay. Just do what the mainstream media does when they see a $17,000 cabinet on Wayfair and ignore it. Now, if you're watching on my Patreon, by now you've probably seen the picture of the butthole. For those asking, yes, it was mine, and I'm not sorry about it. If anything, I think I'm sorry that you had to see it that way, in that condition. It was a mistake. I know that's not what you signed up to see, but either way, even still, I was well within my rights. Okay, it's not illegal. But I would like to say thanks to those who stuck around. I appreciate the support. It goes a long way. Patreon viewers, they'll get the podcast a day early with no ads and some bonus content like we did the live stream for our show in Woodstock. If you missed that and you still want to watch it, it's on my Patreon. So it's only $5. It's a pretty sweet deal if you just don't think about it too much. Plus, all the money goes to a great cause, feeding the children. My children. So we're going to put some more, we'll put the link in the description to help you find that if you want to check it out. Now, we're going to try to post episodes every Wednesday on Patreon, every Thursday on YouTube. Now, that's barring the fact that Nick doesn't fuck anything up when he's editing, and I'm not coked out on a bender. Now, both of those are highly unlikely, considering the fact that Nick graduated from MIT, and I don't do coke. And only one of those is a lie. But ever since I left the F-Bomb podcast, I've had a lot of people want me to start my own. And I didn't really want to at first because I don't know, I just didn't want to, Like, things didn't go the way I'd hoped they would go there. It was kind of like a titty popping out at a funeral, It could have been a lot of fun, but the environment just kind of killed it for me. So that's why I just kind of decided to do this one by myself. It may stay that way. I don't know yet. I've thought about having guests, but I don't know. I'm like week to week with shit, you know what I mean? Like, I want to do it by myself. I want to have guests on. We'll just see. I really like this past weekend, like Theo Von's podcast, and I like how he does that. So if you know who that is and you're a fan of him, I want something similar to that, but we'll see how it goes. Now, we got it where you can send us questions, whether it's just like text or a video submission, anything you want to get answered on here. We'll pick the best ones. It don't have to be fucked up. It can be fucked up, but it don't have to be fucked up. You can send whatever. You can ask whatever. If it's good, we'll answer it on here, or if we haven't already answered it before. And you can find out where to do that in the description also. I know I don't post a lot of personal stuff or really ever go live, mainly because I don't want to, bitch. I'm just kidding. I just like staying in my bubble, So I figured this would be a good way for us to get more connected. It's going to be weird at first, because it kind of feels like an ISIS interrogation right now. I can't see you. You can see me. It just feels odd. I don't have anybody to kind of play off of. So it'll be awkward. It'll be weird. And it'll be like a hand job. And that's kind of nice. But now that we got that out of the way, I'm sure I'll eventually say something on here that's so offensive that it'll ruin any chances of a career that I might ever have, and that's fine, like, if that happens and when that situation arises, whatever that thing may be, just know that my statement on it is, I was just fucking around. None of this shit's serious. It's all jokes, okay? But yeah, now that that's out of the way, let's just see what's going on in my life. Shows have been going good. The ones that we can book right now, it's kind of weird because everything's half capacity. There's social distancing, so everything's spread out, which makes it look like every show is a Rocky Dale Davis show, and that sucks. It's not the same. But I get it though. I mean, hell, nobody wants to be responsible for killing their granny. And I get that. Like, I live in a geriatric neighborhood, so I could take out my entire block with a cough. So believe me, I'm not downplaying the risk or anything. Like, I get it. I know it's real, but some grannies probably need to die. And I hate to say it that way. I don't like to be like that, but you don't know what granny's hiding, right? Not everybody deserves to live. And I think we can all agree on that. Okay? People do bad shit. It doesn't matter how old they are. They did that shit. And they might still be doing that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what granny's hiding. Like, your granny could have... She could have fucking gave Hitler a hand job, Or when she was a kid, she could have been out there throwing thumbtacks in the cotton field. You don't know. I'm just saying, And not even bad ones. Like, some of them are just 103. Like... they kind of probably need to go, right? What kind of quality of life is that? What do you do? Just sit in your chair and look around? That's not fun. I mean, Riley Green had a song called I Wish Grandpa's Never Died. He didn't say shit about his granny. Why? Because he knows what's up. So, I don't know what the exact percentage is of grannies that are murderers, rapists, or child molesters, but it's at least 17% for sure. So, think about that next time you help Gam Gam with her sponge bath. You're just as guilty in my book. But yeah, we're currently booking more shows, so just bear with us on that. What else? School started back this week. My wife and I, we both cried about that. I'm man enough to admit it, I was glad to see it. The difference was mine were tears of joy. Like, I was glad to see those little bastards go. That's all I have to say about that. I'm just talking shit, though. My son, he started 2nd grade, and my daughter, she's in kindergarten. And my kids are like total opposites. My son, he's straight by the book. He follows the rules really well. And that's great at home and at school, I guess, because, he minds really well. He never gets in trouble. But it's just, sometimes, it's like you just want him to fucking pull his wiener out in class or something. Like, you don't want him just to be, I don't know. You don't want him to be that guy following all the rules. You gotta have a little, grit to you sometimes. Not too far, though. See, my daughter, she's the opposite. She goes too far, okay? So, like, when they came home from school from their first day, I asked my son, I was like, how was your day? He was like, well, I ate breakfast. I used the hand sanitizer in the cafeteria. And I was like, okay, well, that's good. He said, we got back to class. I used the hand sanitizer in the class. Well, that's okay. I said, what'd you learn about? He said, COVID's everywhere. I was like, well, I mean, okay. He said, then I use hand sanitizer when I got off the playground. When I used the bathroom, I washed my hands and I used hand sanitizer. And I used hand sanitizer before I left. And I was like, okay. When my daughter got home, I was like, hey, how was your first day of school? And she looked at me and she was like, I licked the monkey bars. So, that's just fucking nasty. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I know there's a big debate on whether or not they should even be in school. And I can see it, but I'm just tired of hearing about it, honestly. I'm just tired of hearing about all of it. Like, at this point, I think I would rather just get COVID and die than have to hear about it. But the thing is, I probably wouldn't, because there's like a 99.8% chance that I won't. But whether you're for or against the mask, you have to agree that some of these precautions that they got in place is just fucking stupid. And I don't blame the schools or the businesses because it's the government, like, forcing them to conform to stay open. But, like, my kids are going to school 3 days a week so that they can sanitize, right? And I get that. That's cool. But when I say that, you instantly thought, oh, they're going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know, because they would give them a day in between to sanitize. No. They're going fucking Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. What the fuck is that, school? What does that do? COVID can't come on Tuesdays? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's retarded. And I'm sorry if you're retarded. Like, you probably have more common sense than that, though, right? But it's not just the schools. Like, you know your boy fucks with Applebee's heavy. Like, Applebee's and Waffle House are my favorite places to go. It's because the more dangerous the food is, the more likely it is to kill me, the better it tastes. And it's good for you. It builds your immune system. Like, even if that means you got to throw in half a cup of hepatitis C in there, right? That's what they do at Applebee's. In the back, they just got these little Petri dishes. And it's just full of shit like fucking chlamydia, diabetes, gingivitis, salmonella, Nutella. And they mix it all together and they put it on the cook's scalps. So when they get through microwaving your food, because that's what they do, they scratch a little of that deadly dandruff off on your mozzarella sticks. And it's a beautiful thing. It's good for you. But then you got people that's like, oh, that's nasty. It's like, no, you're just weak, okay? But that's why you're scared. That's why you're so scared of the COVID. Because you can't even fucking survive an all-star special. Pussy. But yeah, even Applebee's had to put up these bullshit dividers in between like each booth so they could utilize all of them. And I say bullshit dividers because they're like this fucking tall, you know? And then like the rest of the way up to the ceiling is exposed. So like how tall is COVID? Is COVID 5'2"? Like you don't know. Like I get there's a need to take precaution, but don't just come up with idiotic regulations to give people like a false sense of security. It's fucking stupid, man. Like, if anything, it's just making it harder on businesses that are already struggling. I mean, hell, my cousin, he got it from a toilet seat. It wasn't COVID, it was chlamydia, but still, it's one of the C's. You just don't know. But anyway, I went to this gender reveal party a couple weeks ago. It was my sister's. I didn't want to go, but apparently it's frowned upon for the dad not to show up. And obviously that's just a joke. Like, it's not my baby. Like, I pulled out. Which is also just a joke that nobody in my family is going to like. And that's okay, because let's be honest, they probably stopped watching my shit a long time ago. But I really did go to her gender reveal party. She's having a boy, and that's very exciting. You know, I'm excited for her and my brother-in-law, blah, 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 all that shit, you know. But it's just like, why is this a thing? Why are we celebrating this? This doesn't make sense. Like, you're basically all gathered, you know, to celebrate whether your baby has a penis or not. Like, it's just weird. It's bizarre. Like, having a baby is a celebration. What it is should be a celebration for, like, you. Like, why do you have to get everybody else involved? I don't care about its genitals, right? Like, why are we celebrating baby genitals? What the fuck, we on Epstein's Island? And then they make you, like, they force you to play these games. And they make you get involved, and you have to, like, pick a side. Are you team penis or team vag? Team penis or team vag? And they're like, write this down on a piece of confetti and shove it up your ass, and we're all going to fart at the same time. Shit like that. It's just getting more and more extravagant. And the reveals are getting more and more extravagant. Social media is making people try to stand out. But soon, the only way you're going to be able to stand out is by skipping the party and just fucking telling people what you're having. You know, like it should be. So yeah, man. Fuck those things. I've been smoking a lot. That's new for me. It's kind of nice, you know. I enjoy smoking. And I got high the other night, and I wanted to make some edibles. Because I got some edibles from my buddy, and it was these brownies. They tasted like tree bark, and they taste like shit. And I'm pretty sure he just threw them together. But they were really strong, so they were good. And I was like, okay, if I can figure out how to get it in there, I can bake like a motherfucker. So I can make them really good. So I got high and I started thinking about it, and I was like, let's just watch a tutorial, you know, how it's made. So I got on YouTube and I looked up how to do it. And it was a 14-minute video of how to make pot brownies. Where like the first 3 minutes was how to get the weed into the brownies. The other 11 minutes was just how to make brownies. But I didn't know that because I'm like locked in, like watching the whole thing, thinking there's going to be like this big reveal and secret of how to get just super fucking stoned. And the dude's just reading the shit on the back of the box. It's like, make the shit fucking shorter. I don't know, that shit pissed me off. My kids are crazy. My daughter came up to me the other day, and she's like, I know you carry a gun. And I was like, yeah. She's only 5. She said, why? I said, you shouldn't even be worried about it. You know, you're 5. And she's like, is it to hurt people? Are you killing people? And I was like, no, it's like if to hurt somebody that's trying to hurt us, like for protection, you know? And she looked at me like I was lying. She was like, bitch. Like she thinks I'm out like John Wick or something. I'm out killing folks. She's going to be let down when she finds out I'm not a fucking assassin. I'm telling mediocre dick jokes for a living. And then my son, he's getting to the age now where he wants to like be involved. Like my buddy, he's flipping houses. And he wanted to show us like one that he had done, like the progress. So we went to check it out. My son was with us, and like, he was just showing us everything in the house. And we left, we got back, and we were in the kitchen, and my son was like, Dad, I really like the floor scheme in that house that we were at. He's 7. And I was like, oh, you like the floor scheme? What'd you like about it? He said, just the scheme of it. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, I really like the wall colors. The wall colors were great. I was like, yeah. And he said, and the windows were really smooth. And I was like, well, now you fucking lost me, you know? No. He just wants to be more involved. And it's kind of a weird phase, you know? I'm just trying to let him be that way. It was like 1:30 in the morning the other night. Me and my wife were asleep. It sounded like somebody was breaking in. We just hear... So I get up. I think my daughter's just running down the hall because she's fucking nocturnal. I come out. She's not. And I'm like, fuck. She's asleep. Somebody's breaking in. Because my son, he goes to sleep at like 9 every night. Out. Doesn't matter if you say stay up all night. He won't do it. But I hear it in his room. So I go and open up the door, and this motherfucker's in there in his Spider-Man underwear just fucking getting it, son. He's just fucking getting it. And I was like, what the fuck's going on in here? And he turns around. He's like scared. He's like, well, what are you doing? I said, no, what are you doing? He said, jumping jacks. He looked at me like I was stupid. I said, 1:30 in the morning? He said, yeah, I work out at night. You didn't know that? I said, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware your workout schedule was posted around the house. But he only did it that one night. I think it's because I embarrassed him. So the next day I was fucking with him. It was a Friday morning. And it was at breakfast, and I was like, I didn't hear you in there working out last night. And he's like, what day is it, Mama? And he's like looking at my wife, and she's like, what? He's like, what day is it? And she's like, it's Friday. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't work out on Fridays. And I was like, okay, buddy. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm sweating a lot. It's not nerves, it's just the drugs. Just kidding. I know I'm red too. Went kayaking yesterday, and it was pretty fun. I invited this dude at the gym with us, and he watches this. I know he's watching Michael. I invited him to go kayaking with us, and he was like, I would like to because I like kayaking, but my wife, she wouldn't like y'all. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought she was like African American or something, you know? And he's like, I just know y'all get pretty wild out there, and she'll drink, but she don't do all that other stuff. And I was like, other stuff? Does this motherfucker think we out shooting up heroin on the river? Having a fucking orgy, snorting fucking coke? But now, I kind of get what he's talking about, because we took my other buddy, Mike, with us. And Mike gets to drinking, and he starts talking real perverted. Like, not homosexual stuff, but he starts talking perverted. And he made us uncomfortable like 2 or 3 times yesterday. He started talking about these fetishes. And he's like, I got this buddy. And you know how that goes. I got this buddy who said he gets off when women throw up. And he's like, when women throw up on him, or if they just throw up around him. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how do you how do you get to the point that you even find that like attractive? Like, how do you know that's your thing? Like, is that already in your brain? Or like you pick up a girl from a bar, she's really drunk, and she gets in your truck, and she's just like, I'm sorry. And then you're over there, me too. Just fucking weird, man. And I thought about that on the way over here, and I wanted to write it in my notes, but I was driving. So I wrote down vomiting fetish, but my shit auto-corrected it to vomiting fetus, and it took me a long time to really figure out what the fuck I was trying to say. But when we left the river, we went to Tasty Dip, which is another good place. You can eat a lot of shit that'll probably kill you. We're at Tasty Dip, and Mike, he's not the type of guy who's gonna look for a confrontation. He was gonna try to get away from that. And I'm kind of like that when it comes to like restaurants, because my mom, if she asks for 3 ketchups in her bag and we're in the drive-thru and they put 2 ketchups in, she's stopping, she's pulling somebody out the window, she's gonna beat their ass. And I remember being a kid, it was so embarrassing, because like she got arrested in Wendy's drive-thru like at least 4 times in my childhood, I remember. And like the smallest inconvenience, my mom, she's sending the food back, or she's raising hell. So I'm not like that at all. Like if I order a steak and I order it medium rare like an American, and it comes out medium or maybe a little bit well, I'm fine. I'm not gonna like it, but I'll probably eat it. But if I order a baked potato and it's got fucking sour cream on it, we gotta do something about it. We gotta send it back. I'm gonna be real nice about it, but we gotta send it back. So you got to sometimes. Well, Mike orders these 2 footlongs, and all he asked for was chili and cheese, and they send it out with chili and onions. And onions apparently just makes him sick to even look at. So he sits down, he's like, I can't eat this shit. I was like, well, send it back. He said, no. I was like, this is right there. There's no line. They're not doing anything. I was like, just take it back. He said, no. So me and my wife, we're sitting here eating. I look across, and this motherfucker has his footlongs, and he's just scraping down him. He's just fingering the hell out of him, just dragging all the chili and the onions off onto the table. And he's just got the chili fingers. And he looks at me, he's like, well, you go up there and get me a napkin. I said, fuck no, I won't go get you no napkin. I was like, if you'd have told me before I knew what you were doing, I would have went and got you a napkin. But you're being a bitch. Like, if you want, just take it up there and tell me you don't want fucking onions. It's so simple, you know? So I was like, you're going to go get your own napkins. So he goes walking up to the window, knocks on it. He hits me with the whole, my great Aunt Frances, you know she's got polio. He hits him with the Francis on the window. The little girl opens it up. She's like, what's up? And he's like, he's really uncomfortable because he don't want to have no confrontation. So he's got holding his fingers up. He's like, I had an accident. I need a napkin. And this girl don't know she don't know the context. It's just like he's been digging off in his ass with his little chili fingers. So she's like, whoa, what the fuck? And he's got no shirt on because we was at the kayak and he stinks. And he's just this dude up here with fucking chili fingers asking for a napkin because he had an accident. So she like turns around and she's like, she starts throwing up on the floor. And Mike's just standing there. Ugh. You see him the whole time. I knew it was. So yeah, that's what's pretty much going on in our life right now. Now, normally at the end, we'll have questions. This is the first one, so I kind of posted it, I don't know, like an hour before I filmed this. So we didn't really get a lot of questions. McKenna O'Connor, probably said that wrong, and that's terrible because she's been like a lifelong fan for the past 3 years, something like that. She did submit some questions. I'll check that out. But next week, I'll post it earlier. You can submit questions. You can send some video submissions in. And if they're good or like decent, they'll probably get picked, okay? Just don't have your dick out in the video. But McKenna says, how are the shows going? Shows so far have been good. Like, it was shaky at first because it was just new for me. Like, most of my shit's, in my car. It's just me and my phone. So getting on stage was really weird for the first time. I had to memorize. I think I just did 30 minutes of the first show. And our first show was in Charlotte. And we got fucked on it Like, they told us it would seat 100, so we sold 100 tickets. They sent us pictures of the venue, and it had a nice tables, seating, stage, everything looked great. And then we get there, and it's like a refurbished strip club, and there's just leather couches, and they're all facing each other. They got poles. It's crazy. We couldn't get in. We show up at 7. The show starts at 8. Nobody lets us in until about 7:25. We get in there, and the lady's like, "Oh, this shit only gonna seat 60." And I was like, "Oh, no, it's gonna have to seat 100 tonight." So me and Rocky had to move all the couches like around. We're sweating like a motherfucker. Move all the couches and line them up by the stage. People had to literally sit on like the arms of these couches. People had to stand up in the back. We had to offer like a refund. Nobody took it. Everybody was really cool. Everybody I've met so far has been really cool. Everybody that comes to the shows, the crowds have been great. But that night, like being my first show, I was like, what the fuck? And then the next night was in Tuscaloosa. And I remember our opener, he was standing in the back and he had a piece of paper just shaking. And I was like, damn, you nervous? And he's like, yeah. I was like, me too. And he was like, I said, how long you been doing this? And the dude's like, 2 years. And I was like, whoo, maybe I want to find something else to do, you know? And he's like, how long you been doing this? I was like, this is my second show. And he's like, when was your first? I was like, last night at a old strip club. So I think that those two, it kind of really helped me just get over the bullshit. After that, it's kind of just now I'm self-conscious about the material. And I know at first I was like talking over the crowds. I wasn't really looking at anybody. But now I've gotten more, like I'll pick people out, talk to them and shit. So it's been fun. It's just a whole learning thing. All of this is new to me. I'm like only in stand-up for like 9 months, really. And then COVID fucked everything, so we had to cancel a lot of shows. So I don't know. It's been going all right. Let me see. She asked a few questions. Nervous a lot. Yeah, I get nervous before the shows. Not too bad. And then as soon as I go up on stage, it kind of seems to go away. I thought that's kind of how this was going to be, but, you know. The live stream, the live stream show was very nerve-wracking because I don't know why. I think it's just because of the cameras. I had cameras on each side. And that's weird because those people watching the live stream can't heckle you. Like, the people in here can, like, fuck with you. I don't know why. It was just kind of made me nervous. But other than that, show's been going great. Rocky's helped me a lot. He's been doing it for a long time, so he can give me, like, advice, what to do better. But he's a piece of shit, too, though, you know. But, this will go a lot better. Like, you guys can help out by submitting stuff. It doesn't have to be questions. You can submit topics that you want talked about. I try to stay away from politics because it's just fucking, I don't know much about it anyways, and it's just stupid, you know. But, So, next week I'll do better about that. You can do better by helping me out. If you don't like this shit, sorry, you know. But, if you want a koozie, we'll make Nick put that in the description too. You don't have to buy one, I don't give a shit. But they're on my site. But, other than that, I appreciate you watching. Just bear with us. We're going to get better every week. It's new for Nick, too. We're just going to figure this shit out together. Like a step family dad shit. Yeah. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.